And in Philadelphia, the city's largest workers' union is on strike for the first time in almost 40 years. 9,000 sanitation, police dispatch, water department, and airport workers walked off the job Tuesday after negotiations with the city broke down. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News Philadelphia reporter Ross DiMattei. Ross, thanks so much for joining us. Now, with 9,000 workers off the job, what city services are impacted, and how's the city handling that?
Good morning, Michael. So those 9,000 workers that you outlined belong to or are members of District Council 33, which represents a number of different groups, but predominantly they are sanitation workers. So trash collectors, along with police dispatchers, water department employees, as well as staffers, maintenance staffers at the airport and in the streets department. But the biggest impact that we have seen so far is in terms of the trash. The city has effectively been forced to stop trash collection throughout the city, and instead they're asking residents to bring their trash to one of about 63 different drop-off locations. This is actually one of them behind me. You see all of these folks here. These are sanitation workers who are currently walking the picket line and have been since about midnight last night. And you can imagine the effects that we have already seen. Trash piling up all over the city, both at sites like this one, where they're supposed to be, the trash is supposed to be dropped off, as well as sites where it is not supposed to be dropped off. So reports of illegal dumping throughout the city already taking effect just one day into this strike. We're also hearing reports of rodent activity picking up, so rats and mice that we typically see in the city. They're definitely enjoying the piles of garbage that have been piling up throughout the city. Not to mention it's hot, it's humid here in Philadelphia, so the smell has not been pleasant either. There has been an interesting update, though, in terms of the effects being felt by some of the other workers that have walked off the job, specifically the police dispatchers and the water department employees. A Philadelphia judge granting an injunction that is urging those workers or ordering them to go back to work, essentially arguing that their absence from work is creating an unsafe environment for public safety and health. So you can imagine that if there's no one there to answer 911 calls, no one there to regulate the drinking water, that creates a clear and present danger to the public. So those workers have been ordered to go back to work, but the injunction doesn't say that they can't join the picket line when they're not off the clock. So that is something we've been seeing since about midnight last night as this strike continues.
Now, Ross, quickly before we let you go, what's the big sticking point in the negotiations? What's the union demanding here?
So money is the big sticking point here, wages specifically, as it so often is with some of these labor disputes, some similar ones. The union has been pushing for 8% pay increases for each year over a 3 to 4 year period, while the city has come back and said they are offering about 7 to 8% total increases, so between 2 and 3% raises year over year. So you can see the two sides are pretty far apart. The mayor has called this deal historic. She is urging the union to take this deal, but the union says those increases don't even account for the rising cost of inflation, let alone a better standard of living for their union members. So these two sides quite a ways apart. Only time will tell when and if they will come back to the negotiating table, Michael.
All right, Ross DiMattei, thank you.